Will the Cleveland Browns finish 0-16? Poor Cleveland. They're now 0-8 for the first time since 1975. They've won one of their last 19 games dating back to October last season. They're now 3-26 dating from the end of the 2014 season. It was right there in front of the Cleveland Browns. They had the first victory of the season against the New York Jets, who are not really a good team, and it was right there. Josh McCown, back from broken collarbone, only threw for 227 yards in the first half. Most first half passing yards from a Browns quarterback since Bernie Kosar in 1986. They were up 20-7 at halftime. They look like a real team. They look like, hey, all right, they can build something here. They're not going to go 8-8 on a winning streak, but they got something here. They can do something. And then the Jets put together one of the biggest second half comebacks in team history to win 31-28. Because, of course they did. It's Cleveland. They played the Browns. Of course you're going to have your biggest comeback in team history. Cleveland managed just 133 total yards in the second half, 84 on a meaningless scoring drive in the fourth quarter. That was basically garbage. It's just, you look at the remaining schedule for the Cleveland Browns, and you try to find one win you feel positive that they can get. This week they have the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, and you know what? The NFL also screwed the Cleveland Browns because they knew that they were going to struggle this year. Now, I don't think they thought they would be 0-8 at this point, but they knew they would struggle, and they gave them a Week 13 bye. That is their bye week in Week 13. Who does that to a bad team, to a rebuilding team? Why would you give them a week? You should have gave them a bye week back in Week 8 or Week 9. Why give it a Week 13? What are they going to try to fix when they could potentially be 2-11 at that point? 2-10, whatever. What are they going to fix? You knew they weren't going to have a winning record at that point. So you give them a Week 13 bye, and most likely they're going to be 0-12. What is there to fix? I mean, there's a lot to fix, but what can they fix, I should say. So they have the Cowboys this week at the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe that's a victory. Maybe, because Baltimore, they're a little banged up. They might still be banged up then. Maybe they squeak by. I doubt it, but that's honestly their best chance at a victory. Because then they have the Steelers, who, whether they have Ben Roethlisberger or not, most likely still a loss. They have the Giants. Thankfully, both of those games at home. Still, most likely, losing. Then they have their bye week. Then, after that, a home game against the Bengals. At the Buffalo Bills. Home against the Chargers. And it'd be my luck and that's Christmas Eve, too. It'd be my luck as a San Diego Chargers fan that the Browns would be winless to that point and then get their first victory over my Chargers. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen to the Chargers. And then they finish out the season January 1st at Pittsburgh. I seriously do not see a victory. Maybe the Ravens, maybe we feel comfortable enough that the Ravens lose that game. I don't see it, though. But that's honestly their best chance. They're not beating the Cowboys. They're not beating the Steelers. They're not beating the Giants. They're not beating the Bengals. They're not beating the Bills. Not beating the Steelers again. And Chargers, I would like to say they won't beat them, but maybe the Ravens and the Chargers are their last hope. Cleveland, again, they get the last possible bye week of the season is Week 13, and that's when they get theirs. The NFL screwed them there, honestly. Now, only 4 teams in NFL history have finished the season winless, and only one within a full 16-game season. Of course, that was the 2008 Detroit Lions, who were just bad. But, hey, you at least have the Cleveland Indians, right? I mean, y'all should win, which they lost last night. And what's funny is all the Cleveland fans have been joking about the Golden State Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead. I'm just going to end it right there.